always love to hear water in the garden. I think it's a nice noise, don't you?
Very peaceful, yeah.
That's great. Well, hello and welcome to Beechgrove. We've maybe got the blue skies, but I have to say there's a bit of a cold wind. And I want to welcome back as well Rosa Bevan. First time to the garden, but you might remember Rosa from last year, where we visited her market garden with her partner James. So Rosa, what do you think of the garden, because it's your first time here?
Yes, first time, but it's absolutely glorious and everything's in bloom, which is great, including this beautiful blossom, a cherry, but not sure the variety.
This is a variety called Shiroti, I think, but it doesn't really matter if that's not its name because it's a fabulous white cherry, isn't it? Just stunning.
The drive coming up, going through all the villages, the trees, they're just hanging with flowers now.
They were, and underneath, everything's coming through the earth. It's all growing, and the herbaceous are growing, and I'll be dealing with some of that later on.
So that's another job.
It's a job on.
And also later on in the programme, Rosa and myself are going to be discussing a really important problem that's all about plastic and how we can reduce, reuse and recycle.
Now, new Beechgrove face, Rosa Bevan, knows all about being productive in the polytunnel. But this week, she's going to show us how to be wily with weeds.
As we come out of winter, our exposed market garden at the foot of Tappanoth Hill in Rhynie is seeing sunshine once again. My partner James and I are preparing our beds for the growing season ahead. Yeah, is that okay? So at this time of year, there isn't much fresh food for us to eat in the garden. And for our lunch, I'm going to go into our forest garden to forage for some food that we haven't worked hard to cultivate. Seen often as a common weed by most gardeners, nettles are in fact a gift to anyone that enjoys cooking with fresh, seasonal ingredients. And if you're going to eat nettles, this is the perfect time of year to do it, when the fresh young shoots are just coming through. I recommend just picking the first few leaves on the top, as these are the most tender, and make sure you wear gloves because we all know what that sting feels like. Historically, nettles were actually eaten at this time of year as a kind of spring tonic with all the vitamins and minerals present in the leaves. They boost your body and get you ready to work in the garden in the season ahead. So today, with my harvest, I'm going to make a delicious nettle soup for lunch. Ground elder is another fast-growing weed, and I found the best way to keep it under control is to eat it. As a member of the carrot family, its leaves have a peppery taste, which will go perfectly in this nettle soup. So the next ingredient for our soup is leeks. We've actually been storing these in the ground to keep them fresh over winter, as they're quite a cold hardy crop. And as you can see, they've done pretty well. Now to make the soup. You'll need 250 grams of young nettle leaves, 70 grams of ground elder, 3 small leeks chopped, 250 grams of cooked potatoes, a knob of butter or olive oil, a teaspoon of fresh sage, thyme and mint, and a tablespoon each of fresh lovage and parsley, plus a tablespoon of homemade veggie stock blend. I use this in place of a stock cube, and it's just a blend of the vegetables that were left in the garden at the end of the season. I use the whole of the vegetables, such as the whole stalk of the leek and the leaves of the carrot, celery leaves, all blended up with quite a good amount of salt, and that really makes it last. Optional ingredients are fresh goat's cheese and 900 millilitres of fresh goat's milk. We use this milk because we have goats, but you can just replace it with milk from the supermarket or even water. To make the soup, soften the leeks in butter on a medium heat for 4 minutes. Throw the nettles in and let them wilt. Adding your milk or water will help speed up this process. Next, add the ground elder, potatoes, stock, and fresh herbs. Give everything a good stir and let it simmer for 10 minutes. Finally, blend all the ingredients together. Then, serve with fresh goat's cheese and any leftover herbs. Now it's time for the all-important taste test. So what do you think of the nettle soup?
Really good flavour. So everything in here is from our garden.
Yep, straight from the garden. So I'd say cheers to nettles.
Cheers.